Hello, hello, hello. Are we good? Are we Gucci? Stream. Where we at? Where we at? GT Sport. SA. Bleh. Okay, welcome to the chat, guys. I think we are ready. We are getting into qualifying. That is it. I have been practicing all week. So, lobby reset. We actually are getting into qualifying now. Okay. Tell me. Mic was wrong. My mic was wrong. Luckily, I checked that beforehand. I mean, afterhand, during the hand. But yeah, let's see how things go with these guys. The room is being prepared for the actual stream. Send the link to this to your WhatsApps, guys. Send the link to the groups, and we will see how it goes down tonight. Qualifying is on, and it seems like Kamikaze, Superman, Yasteel, they are the three guys out. Serious Sam, fourth one out. Scorps, fifth. Oh, and there's a jungle there. Ghost Killer, first one. Fluffy Butt, RBS. Breeze, Rusty, one Lombard, Hollywood, and one Prime, and Snakey, ZA. Okay, so we're Yasteel and Superman running side by side, looking good. Nice. Very nice. Just sending the links through to the peeps. Let's watch. I think Yasteel is probably going to be ahead. Our first runner. Let me share some links here. Link to this group. Link to this other group. Yeah, and I think that's about it. Let's get going with it. Let's get jiggy with it. Okay. Oh, Serious Sam goes ahead. Maybe Yasteel and Sam, two pace guys running it up in front here. Let's see if they can keep. The first one is closing up the gaps. So we will see. Let me know, guys, in stream if the mic quality is good, if it's a bit crackly, if it's a bit too loud, a little bit too soft, as well as the game audio. Is the game audio looking good? Welcome back again. This is the GTSA team versus team series. It's a very fun series. No major sponsors except for Slayer Energy. Slayer Energy will be sponsoring the winners and possibly more. I'm not too sure yet. But with some lekker Slayer goodies. Let me get them up now on the camera. Let's see where my camera at. Where my camera at? Give me camera. There we go. As you can see in the bottom left of your screen, those are the lekker goodies you can win. That is up for grabs in this season. Let me get the chat somewhere where I can see it. Send right. Let's see over there. Here we go. Give some comments, guys. Show me who are here. We have 6 people watching now on the stream currently. Very nice. Appreciate it. You guys are here early. And Serious Sam is currently the one the furthest out on track at the moment. Yasteel Pace is second on the grid, followed by Kev or Fast One, RBS GT, and Rusting Bernie. Well, how do I even say that? Well, welcomes. That's a very unique name there, Bernie. Welcome to the stream, man. Appreciate having you guys here. We got Kamikaze in the very beautiful looking Supra, the Smoking Bandit team. The Supra Slayer Energy on the back there, very nice. We got Rusty, who has fallen a bit behind. It looks like he might have had a moment there, unfortunately. Ghost Killer Pace in the beautiful GTR there. One of the Pace boys, Superman, in his famed Supra. This man does not change livery. This man has been rocking this since the dawn of time. We got Kev or Fluffy Butt in the BMW M6 Sprint Edition. Welcome, TS. Welcome, TS. Thank you for clarifying. Got Hollywood in again, team triple threat in the Supra. So Hollywood and Fluffy Butt on a team. They're looking good so far. Scorpion in the Cav Scopes in the Porsche. We've got Preves, who is very much a newcomer to the series, to the racing in general. Whoa! Scope looked like he went flying there for a bit. Lacquer race, boys, says the KBR Richard. Well, thank you for joining in. Let them have a lacquer race indeed. We got Warren Lombard 25 in the Porsche and 11. Got 1 Prime in the M6 Endurance version and Snaky ZA in the Porsche RSR as well. So let's see, lap times. We've got Sam with running a very fast 158.369. RSA Rusty with a 150. Good luck, girls. To any girls in the chat, good luck, and any guys in the chat, wait. 159.503 for RSA Rusty. RBS GT running 159.824. Yeah, still with a 2.200 to a 1, and Cavar Fason with a 2.1.092. So the Group 1 cars are relatively close. All 5 rocking the Porsche. It is the go-to car for this entire series. And let us go now down to our Group 3 drivers. Ghost Killer Pace maintaining his dominant streak so far, running in first place at the moment at 216.846. Kevin Hollywood with a 216.998, just keeping into that 216 segment. We got 1 Prime with a 218.408. Kamikaze with a 218.663. Snakey with a 219.2629. We've got Warren Lombard with a time that I cannot see at the moment because of the amount of watching, the YouTube thingy popping up in the space. 2 minutes 21.063. So maybe a mistake done there. Scopes also with a 225.850. Fluffy Butt with a 246. Definitely not his lap to show his pace. Superman also had a bit of a kerfuffle with his lap at 2 minutes 22 at the moment. He is yet to set the lap. Preves as well. Oh, with a 1.5 second penalty. That's really going to hamper his current lap. He's going to have to wait for the next lap, as he's going to be slowed down with quite a bang here. Hopefully it doesn't get in the way of Warren Lombard coming past him now. Dino, welcome to the chat, guys. Have fun, gents, and be good for sure. That's what we're about, being good. Scopes running a 225.850 over there. Fluffy Butt with a 246. He's going to be coming through to the final corners now. Scopes, will he better his time? And he does. 219.661. Warren Lombard with a better time at 220.170. Previous with the 224, so he made mistakes with 2 outlaps. And Fluffy Butt going way up, a few positions up with the 217.426. Superman with a 217.055. Hollywood still maintaining. Wow, he was like Ghost Killer consistent as ever. That is true. That is simply the truth, my guy. And you see Hollywood with 2 very consistent laps. A 216.998 and a 217.004. So what is that? 6,000ths of a second separating the 2 lap times there. 500ths of a second, was just under 600ths of a second separating him and Superman. 1 Prime also improving on his time. He might have thrown a dime, and we will be the ones to chime right in. 217.202 for 1 Prime at the moment. A very decent lap. Very mad pace from him. Let's hope he doesn't give us some more penalties. But before commentating discuss happens, we're gonna move away. Fluffy Butt so trying to improve on his time. Kamikaze sits at 218.4, so it's just slightly improving there. Snakey improves an entire second on his previous lap. One number, okay, still is yet to improve. Preves as well. And Scopes has yet to set a time, so He might have dived back into the pits to get fresher tires. As we go back here, we see Serious Sam is still holding on to that 158 there. Really good speed coming from him. Messed up a bit on lap 4, but he's trying to claw that back. RBS GT with a 159.390. Also relatively quite fast, but Sam is a second ahead, and I think that will basically be concluding the qualifiers here. People are trying to push for their last little bits of qualifying time, and you're still sitting at 159.883, so very close between all of our Group 1 drivers except Fast 1. Fast having a bit of a shambles of a race here, going off course there. Rusty is close in proximity there. So what is this? RBS GT with a 59.3, 59.5 and a 59.8. So 5 tenths separating second, third and fourth. It's going to be very close between these three. If Serious Sam can maintain that mad pace, look at this kerfuffle that we have. What's going on here? As we're about to look. Okay, and then the grid is set. Serious Sam is going to be leading the pack, followed by RBS GT, Rusty, Yasteel, Fast 1, and then we're starting off with our Group 3 grid with Ghost Killer, Hollywood, Supermanny, One Prime, Fluffy Bud, Kamikaze, Snakey, Scorps, Warren Lombard, and Breeze, who is making, I think, his first entry to the season. And so good chance for him. And let's see how it goes. Lights are off, and someone's already gone off. Oh gosh, who was that? Hollywood. Oh, he started on the corner, so he had a bit of a kerfuffle with that one, dropping some mad places. Let's go here. Rusty spinning around at the first corner. Ghost Killer getting away very fast. Superman close behind. One Prime in third. Hollywood fourth. Fluffy Butt. Kamikaze 6. Snake is 7th. Scorps 8th. One number 9th. Preves 10th. For their class. Serious Sam is being followed closely by RBS GT, who is in the slipstream. That slipstream is catching up like a huge lot. First one on Yasteel. Very close in touch. Very close in touch there. First one flashing lights, maybe to try and set Yasteel off pace a bit. But yeah, ended up taking a wider line and losing out a lot to that. So the top 3 here, as it is, are all within slipstream, just about within slipstream distance of each other. Sam is leading the pack, and RBS GT is going to want to try and stay as close as he can to RBS. Yasteel falling a little bit behind, but still in contention. Let's do podium. Rusty with a 1 second penalty to put it off. Fast 1 now has moved back to 5th. Ghost Killer has already gained a 2.5 second lead onto Supermanny. One Prime ahead of Hollywood, but the gap is close between these three, Hollywood and Fluffy Butt as well in the M6. Kamikaze has a 1 second penalty. Snakey, Warren Lombard, Scorps, and Preves falling a little bit behind. At yeah, he's subbing for Kalen at the moment, and someone is off. Hollywood goes off again. What a terrible start for this man. Very unlucky. Don't know what happened there, if there was contact or anything. Maybe he might have sent a move. It doesn't look like. Maybe, as we see, Fluffy Bug goes ahead of One Prime now, so maybe Prime had a moment and Hollywood might have been caught up in it. But Fluffy Butt moving now to 3rd position in class. Supermanny and Ghost Killer making the most of it and getting away from the pack. As you see, One Prime and Fluffy Butt are very close together. This is endurance versus sprint version of the car. One Prime is on controller, so very good props to him. Snakey gets a bit snaky in the way on the exit of the final corner. Kamikaze, Warren Lombard, Scorps, Preves, and Hollywood coming now to make the final corner, finishing his first lap in last place, unfortunately. Starting from second in class to last in class, but it is not over yet. RBS is now ahead of Serious Sam, so he missed that overtake, and Yasteel's place is very close as well. So it looks like even though RBS set a slower lap, he is still ahead of Serious Sam, and this is exactly the thing. RBS has some good race confidence, and so does Serious Sam, but Sam has been prone to making mistakes in this Porsche, as we've seen for the whole season so far. So he's going to be wanting to catch up to RBS there, and this has been a rivalry that has been going on for honestly what I think is years in the GT Gran Turismo scene. They've always been clashing together, these two. So we'll see some good racing from them. Steel is also waiting to pick up any scraps that are left from battles. Rusty is now 5 seconds behind in 4th place, and Calvar is closing the fast one is closing the gap, rather, to Rusty at the moment. Ghost Killer still maintaining a 2.5 second lead, so Superman isn't too far behind. Fluffy Butt has now gained almost a 2 second lead up on 1 Prime. Snaky, Kamikaze, and Warren Lombard and Scorps in very close contention. Priest is also trying his best to keep up, and fantastic racing to this man so far. He's not been the fastest driver in the series and season so far, but he is making some good time, honestly. So very much props to him, and honestly, we like we know all the guys. We'll only see them getting better as the races go on. Hollywood has clawed back a good couple of seconds now, 4.5 seconds into race him in the pack. And RBS is slowly starting to get away. Sam isn't in the slipstream, but he has a better run into the corner. He is in the slipstream now, but it's not going to do much for his pace, and no overtakes being done here. Very, very close contention between these three. And RBS is going to be the one with the advantage because he's going to be driving in clear air. Serious pace. Sam is going to be losing out a bit because he's going to be in the dirty air of RBS. Yastiel very close to Sam as well, and Rusty falling off a little bit more behind. Kamikaze leaves the room. A sudden disconnection there from him. First one also closing the gap to Rusty at the moment. Oh, that gap has increased about 4 tenths or so. We've got Ghost Killer still making some good time. He has opened another 10th to Superman, but Superman he has got the speed in that Porsche, so he caught up that 10th very quickly. Very, very good lap time set by these guys. 2:16.6, current fastest lap in class, I think. And you'll see Fluffy Butt 5.5 seconds behind. 1 Prime not letting go of that lead too much. 2:18.3 for Fluffy Butt, 2:19.2 for 1 Prime. Snaky also tried to claw up the gap at 2:18.8 in that Porsche. Very fast laps by these two, and Scorps looks for a move on Warren Lombard, but doesn't make it happen. Preves with a 1 second penalty, as you see there. And Hollywood now 2.5 seconds behind Preves. Scorps is trying to make Lombard make a mistake there. They looked up on the inside earlier, but didn't make a move, unfortunately. And here again, going back to the top battle, as you see Rusty in the background, watching this battle in front of him go down. You can see clouds are looming over the track, but I don't think there'll be any rain to expect, at least not early on in the race. Rusty sitting the current fast lap at a 1:59.4. Sam is way into the slipstream. He's gonna look for a move. He's gonna make the move. He's on the inside of RBS. RBS gives him the position very nicely there. Very, very good sportsmanship shown by these guys. Steel Pace is tried to look for a move as well, as RBS gave Sam the place, but unfortunately to no avail. So very, very close. Just barely a second separates these top 3 drivers. Rusty trying to claw back any time that he can while the rest of the guys battle. And same with Fast One, but he's starting to fall behind a little bit. And we will see how they fare later on in the race. Ghost Killer now moving up to a 2.9 second lead against Superman, who has pulled a 5.7 second lead up to Fluffy Butt. 1 Prime still there. Fluffy Butt is going to be checking his mirrors, as 1 Prime is not completely out of this fight yet for the 3rd place spot in the Group 3 drives. Very good racing by all of these guys. Very good pace. But it looks like Fluffy Butt just has a slight edge based on the lap time. So if he can keep his consistency, he'll be able to extend that gap a little bit further as the race goes on. Prime making a little bit of a mistake there. Goes a little bit wide, and that gap increases dramatically. Almost lost about a second in that ordeal. And now 1 Prime is going to be looking in his mirrors to see Snaky coming up with a good pace there. But the tire difference, these Porsches are very heavy on the rear tires because all the weight is there. The engine is at the back of this car, so We'll see a lot of time we're coming from this side. Towards the end, the later stages of the stint, they will be wanting to put for fresher tires. Warren Lombard in 11th. Scopes now with a 2-second penalty. Very unfortunate there. Hollywood has overtaken Preves and pulled a 3-second lead already. Preves coming up to finish in the pack, and Kamikaze, it would be our last guy that has left, unfortunately. So Scopes is going to be giving the position to Hollywood. Warren Lombard trying to claw back some time to Snakey as well. Very good racing by these two. Prime trying to claw back the time and settling into his rhythm again. Rusty seeing that gap slowly decrease. He's setting some really fast lap times at the moment while these three battle. There still is a little bit, he's lost a little bit of touch with RBS and Serious Sam, who are now basically separated by 1 second from each other, 1 second each. So Sam seems to have got into his rhythm, setting the fastest lap also on lap 4, 159.4. RBS losing a bit of time there. And you're still also trying to claw back at Rusty. At RBS. Looking at RSA and RBS and whatnot. Fast one is also maintaining the gap. And you can see these lap times are within a second of each other. So a very unfortunate start for Fast One. But he is still being quite a fast one in terms of lap times. You see barely any time separates these guys. So 2 minutes, 2.200 basically 5 for Sam, and they're still sitting his current fastest lap at a 159.8. Rusty losing out a little bit there, but it's barely noticeable at this rate. We'll just see how they fare once the tires die out. Ghost Killer settling into a very good rhythm now ahead of Supermanny, who is 4 seconds ahead. He's 4 seconds ahead of Supermanny. Ghost Killer with some really good pace, sending some consistently low 217s and 2 seconds 16s to make up his pace there at the moment. Manny moving to the low to mid 217s, so all in groove. Fluffy Butt with a mid to high 17s, so again not completely out of this fight yet. One Prime now is dipped to 4 seconds behind, and he's going to be worrying. Snakey is closing up fast, and he will be in the slipstream for the straight, but is it going to be enough? You see, yes, he is very, very clearly in the slipstream now. One Prime and Snakey fighting for this 4th place in the Group 3 grid at the moment. But the M6 does have the legs on the straight, so he will not have to worry about Snakey catching up on the straight at the moment. The thing is, when it comes to braking and so on, we'll see. Will Snakey go for a move? He doesn't, but he gets real close. Really close. Gets a bit snaky once again. But now has settled into the very clearly into the slipstream of One Prime again. Hollywood has taken Warren Lombard as well. Goes a little bit sideways at the exit of the final corner. Hollywood making a good comeback after his rough start. The Scopes and Preves, Serious Sam, the Group 1's already coming for the lapping of the back markers, and we'll see what happens here. So Preves getting very slightly in the way of RBS, and moving out of the way for the other drivers. You can see there's a fair gap that separates a few of them, but how is Sam gonna fare against the other drivers? As you can see, the rapid approach from the interior view on the straight. He's going to have enough of time. He gets into the slipstream of Scopes, goes on the inside, going into the corner, gets late on the brakes and makes the move stick very nicely. RBS is going to have a bit of a struggle, as he's going to have to find a way past. He has to slow down a little bit, but makes the move stick very nicely. Now how will your Steel fare? Loses a very, very little bit of time out in there. You're still going the wide side, and also losing a little bit of touch, but nothing too major. Rusty coming by now as well, and he'll get him on the straight. Sam going away from Hollywood, getting a bit close there, but enough to make it go by. RBS gets also very close to Hollywood. Hollywood has to move out of the way. The steel pace goes on the outside of Hollywood. Very, very close. Very fantastic driving by the Group 3 and the Group 1 drivers. Very, very good driving by each of them. Sam now coming up to his teammate 1 Prime, who is in a very, very steadfast battle. Oh, and he goes through the middle. That is going to be a beautiful picture for me. Very well done there. And speaking of 1 Prime, Sam goes, wow, sweeps out to the outside. Fluffy Butt gives him the space. And then, yeah, let's go back to this battle over here. 1 Prime and Snakey. It looks like Snakey got a little bit outside there. So, getting a bit of an unfortunate clawback there. And Yasteel RBS caught in between them. Yasteel and 1 Prime get very close. Snakey gets Snakey. And once again, on the exit of that corner, Rusty goes by a few of them. As you can see, cars are so fast going into Eau Rouge. And wow, 1 Prime goes a little bit wide. And Flavibot gets a few seconds of slipstream there to increase his gap a little bit. Does Prime get a penalty? He does not. And Snakey settles back into his slipstream there. But a little bit of breathing room for Prime there. Oh, as he hits the bollard. The fast one is coming up now to the back of the pack. That's the word, not pep. As we see, Serious Sam is coming through to overtake the front runners with a major lead at the moment. Superman is settling into his second place, and Serious Sam goes on the outside very, very nicely there. No issues had there. Yasteel and Rusty is very much in the fight for the podium right now. Rusty has clawed back a lot of time. Meanwhile, Yasteel has lost out on a lot of time, probably overtaking the back markers. Yeah, as we see Serious Sam, he's going to pass his other teammate in Ghost Killer pace. And very perfect timing. Oh, is it? Is on the straight. It is on the straight. What's going to happen? Whoa, nicely done. Very nicely done by the two of them. Solid teamwork there. As we see, Rusty is looking for a move on Yasteel. Is he going to send one up? He looks for it, but doesn't commit. He goes wide on the entry and wide on the exit, and he's now firmly into Yasteel's slipstream there. So good comeback from Rusty so far after also what was a terrible start for him. He is now in the fight for the podium. Not in the fight for podium, the fight for silver as well. Oh, and he goes, as I said, that is what seems to be commentator's curse. Unfortunate for him. Fast one is also going to pick up the position by the looks of it. Into Eau Rouge. Does he go for the move? He does not. Okay, that is a very good decision by him. In the slipstream. Looks left, looks right. Looks left, looks right. He's giving him a little bit of a push. Now they side by side going into the corner of the Rouge Rarion. Doesn't make a move. Rusty. Up to my things again. So I am the cursed commentator apparently. So maybe yeah, every time I say it, maybe I just should not commentate. Anyway, guys, coming out of the pits right now. You'll see it's 8 laps done on those soft tires, and it's pretty much going to be that way. We see Fluffy Butt is now 11 seconds away from Superman, who has done his first pit stop. Scopes has taken the grass line into the wall, having a little bit of a meet up with Barry R. Yeah, that just happened. Superman gets by without any issues there. So unfortunately, some heavy loss for Scopes. You will have to claw that time back. Fluffy Butt, Hollywood also out of the pits, and trying to claw back whatever time he can. One Lombard out of the pits, Preeves out of the pits as well. As for this racing, what's happening here? So Rusty now settling back to 9 seconds behind Yasteel, and Sam has pulled a 5-second gap to RBS. Yasteel is now fighting to get into that slipstream, and it's close. Yasteel does have a bit more fuel, so let's see if that will save him of some time as they go into the pits later on. but not into the slipstream just yet. Ghost Killer now goes into the pits with 1% fuel remaining. One Prime also getting by, has been doing a bit slower laps, but in all fairness, that is due to his tires. Hey yo, Lekadung, how's it, Trivs? Nice to see you here, my man. The guys are going strong. Hope you all had a good race, whoever of you were racing earlier. You see now, Ghost Killer is gonna be coming out. He's gonna be fueling up. Superman coming through the chicane, and we will see what time he has gained on Ghost Killer by doing that undercut. And Manny now on to lap 9, and Ghost Killer, as you can see right ahead, comes out of the pits. I don't think there'll be a one-stop. The fuel won't last to do a one-stop. That's the thing. It's not really the tires, but it's the fuel. So even if you do go on mediums, the fuel won't last. So yeah, okay. So Superman has scored about around a second to Ghost Killer by doing that undercut. But now Ghost Killer has the fresher tires, he has more fuel. So it's all about how much time he can claw back from this now. Fluffy Butt is settled into a little bit of a lonely race. 10 seconds in 10 seconds, gee was my words. 10 seconds separate, or 11 seconds separate him and Superman in second place. Fluffy Butt sitting in third. 5.5 seconds separates One Prime and Hollywood, who has clawed back a mad chunk of time there. So Hollywood making gains, massive gains. With the head of Snake, who had an unfortunate moment in a meeting with Barry R there. Barry R held him onto him just for a little bit and let him go. Warren Lombard making up 12th position, and I think that is 7th in class. Kevin Scopes in 13th, 18th class. Prius getting passed again by Serious Sam on the straight. So a very good way to get through it here by Sam as well. Yastiel and RBS still looking in his rearview mirrors to see that Yastiel is still there. He's still fighting for that second place. Yastiel gets a little bit squirrely going out there, but he actually gained a bit time for a moment. Sorry, I muted my mic because I had to yawn. 8.5 seconds separate Yastiel place now from Yarasti, who has been flying considerably. He has the current fastest time of them all, 1:59.352. So he's been really doing well in this Porsche. Just unfortunate for that incident. First one now, 4 seconds behind, separating them and Rusty. Ghost Killer pace has settled into his rhythm. Putting on the AC because I'm flipping burning here. Fluffy Butt now in 11 second gap, and you can see there's pretty much nothing ahead of him. One Prime and Hollywood now getting into a battle, and we will see the power of that BMW Supra engine. You see in that rear view mirror, Hollywood is looking for a move up into after Rouge. And he will be doing it. The M6 Endurance doesn't have the top speed, but look at the overspeed that Hollywood gets out of the slipstream. Side by side going into the corner, and there's nothing that Prime can do about it. Now he just has to put the pressure back onto Hollywood and see if he can force him into making another mistake. But I think Hollywood has settled now into his rhythm. So now he has to claw back onto Fluffy Butt's time. We'll see Team Triple Threat also doing very well together. And you see Rusty is into the pits. He's filling up as we speak. Fast One takes the advantage and goes ahead another lap. And you can see the front tires of this Porsche is seeing some heavy hits. So we will see Fast One moving into the pits probably at the end of this lap. RBS into the red. And he has to worry about overtaking another car onto Puan. Oh, and he gets a little wide. Yastiel is right on his tail. So a very unfortunate place to have to make an overtake there, because now it's let Yastiel right into his tail feathers, into the wings, into the slipstream as well of RBS GT. That is no fault of Scorps though. That is just how it is with these multi-class racing. So Yastiel again just falls out of slipstream, not to want to cause an incident. So well done for keeping it clean, Yastiel. And with that, Serious Sam is now 10 seconds ahead in the lead. Trying to keep it comfortable, trying to keep a groove, not trying to commit too much onto going to fastest lap. Overtakes Snakey with minimal effort. And now Yastiel and RBS fighting away once again. So this is for second place. 13 seconds separates Yastiel and Fast One in fourth place at the moment. Warren Lombard getting, not to say really in the way, but how will this fare going onto the straight? Yastiel is wildly into the slipstream. And he goes side by side into Rouge. RBS gives the position, but is going to have the slipstream. What is going to happen here? This is a very good drive by Yastiel and RBS. Very good respect shown by these two drivers. Is it going to be enough? Yastiel still doing that fuel save strategy. Very nice. So he's trying to really outsmart RBS there. Serious Sam getting a bit in Hollywood's, well, not in Hollywood's way, but Hollywood getting a bit into the path. And One Prime with his, what I think is his first penalty. Doing really, really well to stay out of those penalties. But unfortunately it has to happen, eh, Prime? This man has been very famous for getting penalties so far this season. Hollywood now moving up. 6 seconds separates him and Fluffy Butt. And Serious Sam coming through to overtake. Will it happen here on this corner? On the next one, he goes on the inside of Fluffy Butt. Very nicely done. And once again, respect shown by all of these drivers here. One Prime is going to be slowing down, but he's still way ahead of Snakey. My sister bringing my power bank back to give the highlight for the session. Warren Lombard now 10 seconds behind Snakey. Scopes is 6.5 seconds behind Warren Lombard. Makes a little bit of a mistake there, and Preves is still doing very, very well, keeping it fairly consistent. He is improving his times. But yeah, he is still, once again, like I say, a newer entry to this series, so respect to all of our drivers here who are trying to make improvements on their times. Sam comes into the pit, you're still into the pit, and RBS into the pits. How much is Rusty gonna gain off that? Remember, he was about 8.5 seconds behind Yastiel when he after that move was made. I haven't checked again, so let's round it off to about 8 seconds, and we'll see how much he has caught up. He's coming around the chicane now as these two are filling up, RBS and Yastiel. And Yastiel getting a much nicer leeway out. Rusty is around down the first corner, but I think he was at like 2 laps down. He's going for RBS. He gets a better run. And now this has become RBS's race to, well, a pace to lose. Rusty falling out of the slipstream, but he is once again right there. So yeah, what? That's almost unbelievable. He scored up that 8 seconds in his second stint. You can see how much those tires have fallen off. But the thing is he going to make the rest of the race, or is he going to have to stop again? Serious Sam is now basically a comfort level of gap between him and Yastiel. Yastiel now 1.5 seconds away from RBS, but it is not over yet. You can already see that gap is closing quite rapidly. As we've seen before, RBS is a menace on fresh wheels, fresh fuel, all of that. Ghost Killer once again really just settling into his top class pace. Superman here also settling in. So it's GTR versus Supra in this. It's like it's name a more iconic duo in this case. Ghost Killer now almost 8.5 seconds ahead of Supermanny. And Supermanny 10 seconds ahead of Fluffy Butt. Hollywood has closed the gap ever so slightly to Fluffy Butt. Is now sitting at 5.7 seconds. But Prime is still trying to claw back whatever time he can. He's now ahead of Snakey. And Sam overtaking on the exit of the final corner. Starting now the, I think, 18th, 15th lap? 14th lap. Gotta love them Slayer liveries, gotta love it. And once again, I didn't talk about the design. So, while there are no immediate battles going on, let's have a look at the designs. Oh, very nice. Very much liking the Free Palestine edition there on Sam's car. And passing his teammate, that's another lack of picture moment. They are still through Eau Rouge now, getting a bit more lead onto RBS, but he is still there. Also looking very nice, the race pace livery. And he once again goes into gear 7 to save fuel. Team Triple Threats, fastest driver at the moment on track, but that's Group 1. RBS GT rocking the yellow, black, blue, and a little bit of a tinge of white Cav R design there. Then we got Rusty with the, I think this is Team Fanta, if I'm not mistaken, or something like that. One of the orange and white. I can't remember which team they are. Correct me in the chat if you can, if you do know the names of the teams. But lovely blue and orange. We got Fast One who has not decided to opt to take a livery. So Dead Standard, Porsche 911, Porsche Intelligent Performance. Also still a very good design, the Dead Standard one. Then we're going on to Ghost Killer Pace here. Our fastest Group 3 driver all season. Okay, I think it was just Kalen that edged him out last week. But yeah, beautiful GTR, and obviously we've got to love the sound of this car. It's a menace, and it's loud and it's proud. Very nice design there. We got Supermanny in his very, very trusty, probably like 2-year-old MCC livery with his name on the back, putting it on the under the tail lights and also on the wing. Getting some mad top speed going into this Auto Rouge. We got Fluffy Butt, also Team Triple Threat, rocking the Cav R colors in the beautiful M6 Sprint version. You can see the difference between the two BMWs. You will see they have the fog lights as we go on to see more about drivers. The Slayer logo is posted there. Is the Cape Advanced Vehicles CAV. And then another Team Triple Threat, Cav R Hollywood, rocking the white, blue and black design. Also, these designs are so clean. So props to any designer, as we see Rusty coming through at the back. Props to all the designers who make designs for these guys. And we see Rusty moving through there. One Prime in the BMW M6 with a big Slayer logo on the side. And as you can see, the difference between the endurance races version of the car is the fog lights at the bottom. But now, One Prime finds himself in a precarious position once again, battling off with Snakey in the Porsche, also running the orange and blue. Fast One goes for the overtake, gets it done, and On Prime, who cuts him off, there's a little bit of contact, and Prime unfortunately opens the door for Scorps to take the lead, for Snakey to get ahead. So he's going to be fighting back for that position. Again, a little bit of contact. Prime probably getting a bit heated there, trying to get that position back. But there's still time. There's still another stop to be made, I think. We are 32 minutes into the race, of the 50-minute race. So we'll see what Prime can do against Snakey. This battle has been going on all race. We got Cav R Scorps in the Smoking Bandit team livery, and I like this design. Very, very Halloween-esque. So yeah, happy Halloween coming soon to you guys. The red splatter on the front of the car with the green tinges as well. Very nice, and the Slayer logo at the back. I like this design. Warren Lombard in position 13, also rocking the Porsche with the orange and blue, and then Preves also rocking the race place design, well, one of the older place designs. Very, very nice as well. So as for consistency, livery is looking good and all around for sure. That is without a doubt the truth. And then we can go back to our viewing, our cinematic viewing, our replay cameras. RBS has now closed the gap to... Whoa, Rusty, never mind. RBS goes a little bit wide on the hairpin there and gives Rusty third place. Rusty goes a bit wide once again. So this man has been one of our fastest drivers on the race so far. Rusty with another massive comeback, but he might have to stop again. So we'll have to see later on in the race what happens to him. RBS losing out of touch again, so unfortunate mistake there, costing him possibly second and third place. But again, we cannot count this man out, because he will be making a way he will find a way to catch up. Fast one now going ahead of Fluffy Butt, and yeah, we go back to what even can I say about Ghost Killer? He's just flying, man. So the two front runners, Serious 7 Ghost Killer Pace, really dominating the season so far. Yeah, still Ghost Killer goes into the pits again. Okay, he has fuel, he has enough tires to do another lap, but maybe he's looking for the undercut. Maybe he's looking for fastest lap in the class. So we will see what he thinks about that. Is Superman gonna react? Is he going? Yes, he is going to the pits, but purely because he has to. He hasn't saved much on fuel as much as Ghost Killer, so Ghost Killer is going to give even another advantage on Superman indeed. Fluffy Butt also into the pits, 5% of fuel left, and the gap has closed down to 7 seconds, so not completely out of this yet. Fluffy Butt is making gains on Superman. Hollywood also 6 seconds between him and Fluffy Butt, which has been stagnant through the race. One Prime now coming into the pits, also had enough fuel to spare but decided to go in anyway. Snaky in as well. Scorps is going to come in. Warren Lombard has already begun his third stint on the softs. As you can see, he's fresh here. He's got a lot of fresher tires. And Priest with a 1 second penalty, unfortunately. He's going to be going into the pits either this lap or next lap. And then Serious Sam with a 17, now 18 second lead. He's almost an entire pit stop ahead, and he's gunning for that fastest lap. Will he get it? He's a 10th ahead of his fastest time on lap 18. He was separated by 200ths of a second from Rusty, less than 200ths of a second of Rusty's fastest lap. And he's pushing. Will he get the fastest lap as well? To what? Rule out what? To gain the Grand? Is it the Grand Slam? Fastest lap? Oh. And a win. Let's see what happens. 1:59.289, 600ths of a second ahead of Rusty's fastest lap. They're still now 5 seconds ahead of Rusty, but again, we've seen the pace that these guys have, so we cannot once again rule them out just yet. The race is separating Preves. Oh, goes into the wall. Unfortunate, very, very unfortunate. Is he going into the pits? He was meant to be going into the pits. Unfortunate, but props to this man for coming through, taking the race, subbing in for Kalen, and yeah, thanks to him to racing this season. Warren Lombard is quite a ways ahead of the Preves right now. Scorps with a 5 second gap between himself and Warren Lombard. Snakey and 1 Prime. Snakey again once again falling behind 1 Prime due to the pit stop series session. But almost 20 seconds separates him and Fluffy Butt. So Fluffy Butt and Hollywood is ahead of Fluffy Butt. Interesting stuff here. Fluffy Butt has way less fuel. So what is the strategy? Is this happening? Yeah, Hollywood has made some major gains He's currently sitting in third place in the class, and is definitely the guy that made up the most positions here with a very awful start to his race. So he's flying in that Supra. Fluffy Butt coming through. My chat decided to show up on the screen again, so there's that. One Prime, I guess this battle between One Prime and Snakey has been going on for this entire race. As you see, Serious Sam coming through once again in the background. Prime getting ahead of Snakey, but going a bit wide on the exit. And is that going to let him fall into the slipstream? Doesn't look like it. The M6 does have the straight line speed compared to the Porsche, so he's going to be increasing that lead again. Superman now 13 seconds ahead. Whoops, control hit the wheel there. And yeah, he's settled into a somewhat lonely race, himself and Ghost Killer. There's just been... He's coming up to Priest with a 3-second penalty. Oh, because he had to go for that uneventful pit stop entry into the walls, visiting Barrier. So he's going to be slowing down. He's going to let Ghost Killer right by. Here we go. Slows down, serves the penalty, and gets underway again. Superman also finishing sector 2, and has also settled into a decent rhythm. He's not too bothered of trying to catch up to Ghost Killer. He just wants to bring the car home, and he has enough space from Hollywood to do so. Fluffy Butt also being approached by Serious Sam right now. Where's the overtaker happen? Inside, outside. He loops to the inside and makes it happen on the inside. Sam going through again. And then once again, this battle that has been going on for centuries. Snakey has overtaken Prime now once again, but is now being chased in the slipstream. One Prime looking, he's gonna look for a move. Snakey is gonna defend. He goes onto the inside, but slows down. He lets Snakey have the position. Doesn't want to do anything dangerous. Very good sportsmanship shown by these two drivers. Is he gonna send one up on the inside? No, there's not enough space for that. But yeah, this battle that has been going on. Very nicely done by both drivers there. And this is going to play right into Prime's hands, going into the high-speed straights as your steel comes through again to battle these two. Let's see what happens once again as we see the two of them. Snakey looks like he gets a better lead, a better run out onto a Rouge in the straight, but is it going to be enough? Prime is in the slipstream and he's catching at a rapid rate. Is it going to be enough? Yeah, still, it's coming through in the background. 3 tenths separate them, going down to 2 tenths. And what is going to happen? The 3 of them on the brakes. Snakey wants to defend, but he defends just still instead. Goes a bit wide, and One Prime is right on the rear end of that Porsche. Snakey edging him a bit wide, and the battle continues. Snake is still ahead of us in this fight for what is 5th place, 4th place, 5th place, 5th place. The fight for the top 5. You see, battles are happening where you'd never expect them to happen. One Prime and Snakey fighting it out. One Prime is on the inside, going into P1. Snakey gives up the position. Wanted to go for the old switcheroo, but cannot make it happen. And One Prime goes sideways. Snakey knocks into him. Coughing. One Prime drifts a bit off, and loses out a fair chunk of time. Snakey had no choice, and there was contact, but not intentional. One Prime makes a mistake under all that pressure, going just a little bit wide into P1 and going on to that AstroTurf, sending him wide. RBS is spun around. Unfortunate there. So majorly losing out. He has completely lost focus in this race, where Rusty is now firmly into 3rd place by 8 seconds. Almost 8 seconds. And you're still ever so increasing that gap. So each of these F1 drivers are driving their own race, just trying to bring it home. But once again, I'm not sure if Rusty is going to have to pit. It does not look like it, but again, we will see. We'll see. I don't think so, but you know, he's Fast one is now 4 seconds behind RBS. You can see him in the distance there. So he might be looking to maybe take advantage of RBS's spinning. We shall see. I can't see exactly if there's any rain being expected. It was meant to happen at around possibly 40-45 minutes, but it doesn't look like it will be the case. 10 seconds now separates third and second place, and 20 seconds separates second and first place. But let us go back to the battle we want to see, which is Snaky and Prime, who has caught up all the time. Again, Fast One getting very close. And One Prime trying to pick up the pieces. No, bumps into Fast One. Fast One goes around and Prime moves forward. No, that's probably gonna be looked at. I'm not sure what happened. It looks like Fast One might have spun himself around and possibly taken out Snaky, and One Prime being caught up in the middle of it as well. But with that said, One Prime is now a second ahead of Snaky, so this battle just does not stop. I feel like I don't even need to worry about the rest of the drivers, because they're just going to be doing their thing. In Tipu, last time we saw some incidents happen. The Fast One goes ahead of Prime, and Snaky following suit. On YouTube? It's on the GT Sport channel. My brother wanted to know where I stream. So yeah, there's possibly another viewer. Sorry about that. But anyway, back into the racing with Snaky and One Prime, which is the battle of the gods, apparently. Porsche versus BMW. One Prime does have the legs on the straights. Snaky does seem to have him in the corners, but we'll see, can he catch up into the braking sectors? The battle is raging on. Snaky gets a bit onto the curb and makes up some time. Oh, gets a bit slithery, as the Snake should on the exit of the chicane, and the gap is open now to 1.6 seconds, so a bit of breathing room from One Prime, but it's not all over yet. He still has to make it happen. Snaky trying very hard to gain time, and he has gained a little bit over a 10, but loses out, and he's going to lose out on the straightaway. Kavarskov setting into his line. Warren Lombard also settling in, but is 5 seconds away from Scorp, so another battle could be seen here. And Priest being overtaken once again by the front runners. Serious Sam with a penalty, and he seems to have just increased his pace, setting so many 159s. Settling into a high-paced rhythm at the moment. And let me just get the link for my brother here. Oh, he spins around. He goes onto the grass. Where is he? Where is he? Goes a bit wide onto the chicane. But he's just going to be slapping himself on the wrist. Like, why did I do that? Loses out 8 seconds, which will claw your steel back into a huge section. As we see, that time will go down 19, 14 seconds. Okay, so he lost about 5-6 seconds all in all. So he's just going to have to pick up the pieces from that, and then see what happens from there. So I'm just sending the link to another group there. 12 seconds separate Yasteel and Sam. 12 seconds separates Yasteel and Rusty. 5-6 seconds separate Yasteel and Rusty and RBS. Okay, so RBS actually throwing back a lot of time here. And you see Rusty going into a Rouge, and now RBS going into a Rouge, but he has a back marker. Superman-y, a lot of back marker, a lower group to overtake. And does so, gets away with ease, gets a bit of slipstream, so he has a bit more run into the corner. And Fast One making up now 14 seconds behind. And still, again, this guy is not slow. Clearly, it's in the name. But it's just the pure pace and consistency of the guys up ahead by just throwing it off. Ghost Killer pace now 20 seconds ahead in the lead. He is comfortable, consistent, and flawless in this race. Setting a 2:16.375. Unbelievable pace from him. Manny also the consistency god at play here. 2:17s all round. Slowest lap being a 2:18.5 here. So consistency if anything else. Hollywood and Preves. We're trying to overtake. Preves is going to give him a space. Really nicely done there. But loses a little bit of a time. About a 10 for 2. A Fluffy Butt now has moved down the order. And he is now settled into what is, I think, 4th place. Yeah, 4th place in class. 1 Prime and Snakey still at each other's throats here. A second and, 1.2 seconds separates the two of them. And Snakey goes a little bit wide. He had to give up a bit of throttle there, and that gives 1 Prime a bit more breathing room. 2.2 seconds now separate the two of them. I think Snakey is starting to get a bit in his head and trying to claw back the time. But 1 Prime, I think through all that mistakes, has now settled into a rhythm. He's got his time back, he's clawed his time back, and Snakey has to try and do it all with the last last lap possibly coming through. We will see as the timer in the bottom left side of your stream. Once that hits 50, that is the final lap, I think. 50 minutes, if I'm correct. Yeah, and who will be crossing the line first? It is going to be Snakey and 1 Prime. As we see, 21 laps, and will it be Prime to see the checkered flag first? Yes, he is. 2.9 seconds separates himself and Snakey. 1 Prime taking a nice 5th place position there. Snakey coming through next, and with Scorps, Warren Lombard. Scorps having to finish in 7th place, Warren Lombard in 8th, and Preves coming through to finish in 9th. But where are our front runners? Serious Sam coming through to win the race. I think that is 3 times in a row. 3 wins for Serious Sam, and well done to him. Gaining a lot of time and setting a 1:58.8 as a fastest lap. There's Steel Pace coming through to take second place by a very fair margin, 16 seconds ahead. So these two have been dominating. Very good show by the Pace boys once again. RSA Rusty and RBS very, very close, but just not enough to make it happen. Rusty taking 3rd place in the podium ahead of RBS by 0.8 seconds, less than a second separating the two of them. Ghost Killer coming through to win the Group 3 class race. Once again, also a good series of showdowns by Ghost Killer. Supermanny and Fast One going to be finishing very close to each other. Fast One coming through to cross the line in 1st position, but runs out of fuel at the end. And Supermanny finishing with a very strong finish there. Hollywood coming through to finish in 3rd position. 3rd position, yeah. 3rd position in class, so a very great comeback from him. And Fluffy Butt taking team triple threat as well. And Priest to finish off the race. Well done to all the guys. Well done. And that concludes it for round 4. Right? This is round 4, right? I think it's round 4. Yes, race 4. Well done. Thanks, Sonny Hoffman, for showing up. GG's. Well done. Is there a well done thing here? Good luck. Well done. There we go. Well done. Save the replay so I can take some lacquer photos once again. Yes, still saying well done to all the Pace boys there. And let's have a look at our times. Serious Sam finishing in first place with a 158.811. Extreme pace by him. Yastiel Pace finishing second with a 159.872. Rusty finishing third with a 159.352. RBS with a 200 013. So unfortunately missing out with being under that 2 minutes. But if you just look at that, second, third, and fourth place separated by less than a second in fastest lap times. So yeah, top class racing by these guys. And then moving on to the Group 3 races, we got Ghost Killer taking the win once again. We're sitting at 2 minutes 16.375. Flying lap by him. Supermani with his consistency finishing second. 2:17.055 was his fastest lap. Cav Hollywood with a terrible start but finishing strong with a 2:16.799 in the Supra. Very, very good race by him. Very good comeback. We've got Fluffy Butt with a 2:17.021, so also very, very much flying. Started off also on the back foot, but clawed his way back. And a good finish for Team Triple Threat as well. One Prime finishing in, what is that? Let me just look at 1, 2, 3, 4. Fifth place. Fifth place for One Prime. Very, very good laps by him. And a solid battle by himself and Snakey ZA, who set 2:18.367. And One Prime finishing with a 2:18.056, so just about dipping into 2:17 there. Kev our Scopes finishing in seventh place. Getting confused here with the multi-classes. 2:19.072 is his fastest lap. Warren Lombard with a 2:19.302 up in 8th place. Preves in 9th with a 2:19.422. And Kev or Kamikaze, who unfortunately disconnected in the earlier section of the race, with a 2:18.829. You can hear in my voice, it's done. Thank you very much, Scorpion, for hosting. Thank you very much to Gran Turismo South Africa for letting me do these commentary stuff on the channel. And thank you to Slayer Energy. Let me exit here. Thank you to Slayer Energy. You can see them at the bottom left of your screen there in that little camera. That is what is up for grabs, along with possibly some other Slayer goodies. We don't know yet. But they are the sponsor for this season, this team versus team season. And you can see the 5 very nice flavors over there. I've tried them all myself, and they are brilliant. They are lacquer, and they are just, I mean, look at the designs on them, man. They're beautiful. Even the box itself. I can't throw away the box because it's just too nice. So thank you to Slayer Energy for sponsoring the season. And yeah, that'll be it from me. Revanity, I also have my own YouTube channel, but it's more focused on rhythm gaming. You could check it out, or not. But yeah, anyway, that'll be it. I will be signing off. Thank you very much for joining us, chat. And great job as always, Ravs. Thank you. I appreciate it. I love doing this stuff. And thank you, sir, for Trust GG is the one who is organizing these events. So without this man and without Gorilla Garage, this wouldn't even be happening. So thanks to Trust, thanks to Gorilla Garage. And thank you to Slayer. And thank you to all of you viewers. Thank you to all of our drivers for joining us. Like, comments, obviously. Subscribe and bell things. You know how it is. Do the YouTube things. And hopefully we can join again in next week for, I think it's a special event. I'm not too sure. But we will see as it comes. Have a good evening, everyone. And see you next week.